up guys, welcome back to the channel. Finally back after like 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know how long it's been, but I haven't worked on the car in a minute. I've been hella busy with other shit, but here with Andrew today. He's gonna help me out on the 240, and we're finally gonna be hopefully putting the motor back in today. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna explain everything I'm gonna do to the car right now in a bit. But before we start the video, I want to show you guys something real quick, or I want you guys to meet someone. Badass head. Hi girl. What's up girl? So I just want to show you guys my new dog. Her name's Hemi. She's an American Bully, and you guys will probably be seeing her a lot more. So I just wanted to introduce you guys, show you guys how small she is right now. That's why I've also been busy. She's a fucking handful. Oh, Hemi. Hemi, sit. Good girl. Good girl. All right, now that you guys met her, let me set everything up, and I'll show you guys right now what the fuck we're gonna do today. I haven't seen this car in a minute. I haven't been back here in a while. Haven't touched shit since the last video, basically. All right, the first step for today is, here's the car, and basically in last video we got the whole motor ready. It's missing a few things, but it's pretty much like ready. Like it needs like the power steering and all that shit, so I might put that onto the motor right now, or I might put it on once it's inside the car. I'm not sure. I'm gonna really think about it and see what I can do. But the long block is basically assembled, just missing the accessories. The next thing that I want to do for today is get this engine bay ready for the motor. I got these 2 new parts that I've been waiting for a while. I got a brand new brake booster right here. You guys saw my old one. It was all fucked up and leaking. Not leaking because these don't have any fluid, but it was all fucked up and rusted, and it was just gonna look ugly as fuck in the painted engine bay. And I have a brand new brake master as well, because the old one was all fucked up and ugly. So these 2 parts are gonna look nice and clean inside the engine bay. The engine bay is dusty as fuck. It's just been sitting out here, no fenders, no nothing, so all the dust has just been flying inside. So I'm gonna take the hood off right now and show you guys how dusty it is, and we're gonna go ahead and clean it. I just bought some quick detailer because I don't want to spray it down with water or anything, so hopefully that's enough. Hopefully it's not too dusty. We're gonna clean the engine bay and probably put the brake booster and the brake master, the clutch master and the clutch lines, brake lines, all that shit, all the annoying stuff, and then maybe start working on putting like all the accessories on the motor, and then hopefully put the motor inside the car. We just basically had to knock shit off the checklist to get this car running, so let's get the engine bay cleaned up. This shit is so dirty. Check it out. I don't even know if the quick detailer is gonna be enough, but I need to clean all of this. I can't put the motor back into a dirty ass base. So, but now that I'm gonna clean this, I really have to fucking get started and start working on everything, because if I clean this, it could get dirty within like another week or 2. So let's clean this and then start putting the brake booster and all that shit in the corner and all the lines, and then start working on putting all the accessories on the motor. You ready, man? All right, let's see how long this takes. We got the whole engine bay nice and up. It's not 100%, it's dusty, and the engine bay is black, so every single little speck of dust shows up on it, but it looks pretty cool. It literally looks like we just sprayed it like an hour ago. I can't wait to see what color I end up painting the car, along with how clean the bay turned out. So let me show you guys right now how it turned out. Damn, yeah, so you can eat off this bitch. Now that the engine bay is clean, next step is I gotta work on everything right there in the corner. I'm gonna put the brake booster, the brake master, the clutch master, and I'm gonna put the brake lines and clutch lines back inside the car so that all that is ready. After that, we're gonna start working on the motor, putting the accessories on it to get that ready to drop inside. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna just explain real quick how to install the booster and everything. It's pretty straightforward. I showed how to take it off and everything, more detail in my last videos, but I'll just explain it quick right now because I really gotta get started on this fucking car. Basically, the brake booster sits like this. Here's the firewall, and there's these 4 bolts right here. It comes with new nuts, that's good. This is the vacuum line that attaches to the intake manifold, I believe. And then these 2 bolts right here on the outside is what attaches to this master. So the brake master is gonna sit onto the brake booster just like this, and this whole assembly is just gonna sit in the car like that. And then on this side, I need to take the fork off of the old booster, which I already have, and put that on, and that's gonna attach to the brake clutch pedal. So whenever you press on the brake, it pushes this rod in and then moves the fluid inside the reservoir. And I don't know how the brake system works, but that's basically how it's set up. So I'm gonna put that right here where the old booster was. I can't wait to see how the booster looks inside here. You guys saw how old and fucked up the old one was. And then literally the same idea for the clutch master. You guys have seen me replace this before. You just put the clutch master right here, and then after those things are in, you just run the lines for the brakes and the clutch back to where they're supposed to go. So the brakes, they go inside these holes right here on the side, right here on both sides, and those go to the front calipers. And then the clutch lines, I forgot where the fuck they are. It might be those, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I might also replace the throttle body cable, because this one is for a single cam, so it's really short. I have a dual cam S14 throttle body cable that I picked up that's a little bit longer, so I'm gonna replace this as well. I'm gonna start on that and see how long it takes. The struggle of winning a 240. Bro, fuck this car. It's days like this, I wish I had a Mustang again. It's days like this, I wish I had a Mustang again. God damn. Bro, I'm too taut to be doing this shit. You wanna go under there?
Shit, I'm too fat to go under there.
God damn.
So what he's doing is he's tightening these on the other side, inside of this. But it's mad difficult to, he has to do a Twizzler to get in there. It's like Twister to get in there, to tighten the bolts. Look at him, there he goes. This man's legs and his body are facing different directions. Oh, I forgot to start recording.
Swear.
For real. No, I'm just playing. There, you got it?
Got 2 of them. Need 1 more. This is a bitch, bro.
Oh, camera is dirty.
Hell nah, bro. I'm way too tall to be underneath this fucking little ass car. Getting those 4 bolts in the back of the brake booster is always... That shit is the worst experience ever. Hey, yo, what Andrew doing? That shit not going nowhere? Alright, I got the 4 bolts in the back end. Finally, that shit was a bitch. But the brake booster is attached on the other side. It's attached to the brake pedal. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't put the C-clip inside between the fork and the brake pedal, so I'm gonna do that later. But the brake booster is attached. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna attach the brake master cylinder right here. Or actually, I'm gonna attach the clutch master. I should have probably done this first, fuck. All right, I'm gonna put the clutch master right now and attach the clutch pedal on the inside. Basically, the clutch pedal goes in on the other side, and that's what the 2 bolts stick out. That's what you put the clutch master on.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. For real? Yeah. All right, so let me get started on that, get that situated, and then put the brake master and then run the lines. Brake booster's in, clutch master's in. Next thing is brake master right here, get that in, and this whole corner will be nice and ready. This is like the worst part for me, working underneath the car and underneath the dash and shit. That shit is terrible. All right, let me get that brake master on and then we'll move on to the next step. This one should be pretty easy. I've never installed one though, so I don't know how hard it'll be. But it's all on the outside, so it should be pretty easy. Let's see how this looks inside the car. All right, real quick, I didn't know you had to do this, but you have to bleed this before you even install it on your car for some reason. It came with these caps, so basically, I have to take the reservoir, you just open it, make sure that this is level, take some .3 brake fluid, fill it up 3/4. All right, like that, and then put the cap back on it. And then now you have to remove these 3 plugs, and you just have to wait for it to start dripping. All right, it's not coming off, so I'm gonna open the cap, see if it starts flowing out. Record this shit so they can read it if they want. All right, now it's dripping. It says once it starts dripping, to put these little block off plates that come in the kit. It's not dripping from this 3rd one though, so I don't know what the fuck. I'm not gonna plug this one until it starts dripping. All right, this one's starting to flow now. All right, now I can cap this one. That means that that whole line is full of fluid as well. And now with these 3 capped off, now you have to get a blunt object and you have to push this reservoir in, push it in about 1 inch, and slowly take it out. And it says to repeat that until there's pressure, until this feels pressurized. Well, I get what it's doing. It's pushing all the air in like that, and it can't go through here, so it has to escape through the top. So you just have to keep repeating this until all the air comes out through here. And I think it's gonna get to a point where I can't push this in anymore. And then once I can't push this anymore, that's when I'm gonna cap the top and it should be ready to install. And I'm gonna keep the blockout plates on it. You don't take these off until you're right about to put the hard line for the brake. So I'm gonna just keep doing the same thing, pushing this in and out until there's resistance here and all the air bubbles escape through here. So. Alright, little update. Bro, I'm so fucking tired. I barely got anything done, but it's just such an annoying task to do. We finally got the brake booster installed, the brake master, and the clutch pedal, and the brake pedal. So that entire corner of the car is complete. Let me show you guys what the fuck was annoying me the whole time. Where the brake pedal is, where this bar for the brake pedal is, you can't see it, and I can't show it that good, but the fork of the brake booster needs to have a C-clip that goes between the brake booster and this metal rod all the way at the top. It was so hard to get this little C-clip in, but I finally got it in. The brake pedal's nice and firm. That means the brake booster and the brake master are working, and then the clutch is in. The pedal's gonna stay stuck to the ground because the slave and everything aren't hooked up, but the clutch pedal's in, it's not going anywhere. Brake booster's in now, and then the brake master's in as well. I still have the plugs in here. You're supposed to keep these plugs until you actually put the hard lines. So I'm gonna attach the hard lines to the actual calipers first, and once the hard lines are all routed up and finalized, that's when I'll install them here. And right before I install them, I'll take off the plug and put the hard line back on. So there's .3 brake fluid inside of this. It's the same thing as clutch fluid. I don't even think there's such thing as clutch fluid. But if any of this leaks, I'm fucked because that's really corrosive. It'll fuck up the paint, and I just painted the engine bay. So I'm gonna just leave rags over here under night or something until I get the car running, just to make sure nothing drips onto the paint. Because the last thing I want is to fucking have a freshly painted engine bay and it's all fucked up by a little leak. Now that that's done, that's the annoying part. That's basically the main thing I wanted to get done for today. because that was the last thing I had to do before I could put the actual motor into the car. Well, I just need to put the hard lines that connect to the clutch and the brake system, which I have no idea how to connect, but I'll figure it out. One thing that is pretty annoying, I'm pretty sure I have to get a new slave cylinder because this one is all extended out. I don't know why the fuck it got like that. Next step is literally just connecting the hard lines and setting that up. And tomorrow I should be able to start working on putting all the accessories back onto the motor. Accessories as in like the alternator and the power steering pump, shit like that. Basically completing it as much as possible so I don't have to do it while it's inside the car. Once all that's attached, then I'm gonna put the transmission and the clutch and pressure plate and all that on the back. And once the entire thing is assembled, that's when we can drop it inside the car. All right, so that's literally it. I just need to put the hard lines. I'm probably gonna do that off camera because it's really easy. I just need to find the hard lines, find out where they go, and connect them back again. I'm gonna remove all that aluminum foil and shit already. And yeah, this just should be literally it. So I'm gonna work on as much as I can for today, and I'll probably give another update today before I leave. Check back in a bit. Hopefully these fittings aren't hard to take off. I think they are gonna be a bitch to take off, so fuck, they're all rusted and shit. I can't wait to buy a car with 0 miles one day and work on that shit, but all right, let me see how I do this. This is gonna be a bitch to remove. I'm probably gonna need vice clamps or something. All right, let me work on that. Oh fuck, they ain't killed bow water.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Oh shit, god damn. Ugh, that shit, it sit right with me. Little update, I wasn't able to transfer the hard lines onto the new Master because I don't have fucking flange wrench kit, whatever it's called. Like always, I gotta go to Home Depot, so I'm gonna go to Home Depot right now and buy the vice clamp wrenches, I don't know what the fuck they're called. I'll put a picture of them on the screen. That and then the flange wrenches so I can take those off and remove them. So tomorrow I'll swap out the hard lines and I'll start working on the motor. I'm gonna just work on the car as much as I can this week, and hopefully by this weekend or the next weekend, I'll be able to have the motor inside the car. I'm so tired of seeing this car sitting here. I can't wait to see it driving. Just clean up and organize it a little bit since I still have a lot of sun left, and then I'll just come back tomorrow and check in with you guys and see what the fuck else I can do for the car. All right, see you guys in a bit. God damn, it's hot as fuck. I swear to God, it's probably like 100 degrees right now. Let me check. 89 degrees. Feels like a fucking 100. All right, we're back, I think 2 days later since the last thing I did. Hopefully today I can work on this and then the motor should be ready to drop in. And then even once it's dropped in, it's still gonna need the intake manifold, wiring, and then accessories like the radiator and shit, but all that should be pretty easy. Oh my God, it's so fucking hot. One day I'm gonna be working on my cars in AC, and that sole idea by itself is literally what keeps me pushing. Let me get everything, let me go get the vice clamps and start working on transferring the hard lines from the old container onto the new ones. Alright, little update. Shout out my mom again, like always, providing the tent. It's fucking hot as fuck, and she brought the tent out here, so I know you're watching this. Thanks, ma. Let me show you guys what I got done. It took me like an hour for this bullshit. It was way harder than what I thought. Check it out. So I got all the hard lines transferred from the old Brake Master right here onto the new one, and they're in the car. These two were really easy to put in, not a problem at all. This one right here was such a bitch to put on. It took me like 10 minutes just to put it on. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on these, make sure they don't leak or anything. I don't think they'll leak though, so they'll be good. So basically all the hard lines for all the brakes and the clutch are straight. The only thing I need to figure out is for the clutch. This one's hanging for the slave, so I need to figure out how to mount it. I'm pretty sure it's with that metal bracket. I just don't know which bolt it is. So I'm gonna look through the pile of bolts that I have right here in these bags, and I'm gonna try and figure out how to mount this hard line so that it's in its permanent spot. And then all these right here are fuel lines. I'll figure that out once the motor's inside the car probably. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think there's one more hard line, which is over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. That hard line right there, that's for a fuel line though, so I need fuel line fittings to attach that onto that, not fittings, hoses. And I think that's the last hard line, and then after that hard line I can drop the motor in, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna drop the motor in next. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna try and figure out how to get this hard line right here secured. I need to find the bolts for it, pretty sure. Secure that hard line to the bottom. Once all that's figured out, then I'm gonna start working on the motor and putting the accessories on it. Step by step, we're gonna get this car running. Baby steps, baby steps. All right, let me get started on that and see what I can finish today. All right, I was trying to figure out how to get this touchline attached, and I'm pretty sure it goes something like, oh fuck, something like this bracket, right there or something like that, and it holds it right there. I don't know how well you guys can see, but I'm not sure. I don't want to attach it and have to take it off later. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just leave this hard line till the end. It looks like it might be bent at the end, but I'm not sure, so I'll figure that out later. So I'm gonna just leave that line kind of hanging there. It should be fine. I just have to be careful to not bend it too much so it doesn't fuck up from the clutch master, but it should be good. So I'm gonna just leave that for now. I'm probably gonna have to switch the slave on it either way, because the slave, I don't know if you guys can see, but the piston is all the way out on it. So I'm probably gonna have to get a new one or try and fix that one, but I'm gonna leave that line right there. So what I'm gonna do right now, so what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day now is I got the hard lines in. That's like the main thing I wanted to do before I got the motor inside the car. What I'm gonna do for the rest of today is put the accessories on the motor and get the motor ready, power steering, alternator, and all the random shit like that, the brackets and everything that needs, the oil filter, and basically just try and build it as much as I can outside of the car before I drop it in. Besides the intake manifold, I'm gonna put the intake manifold once it's inside the car. I'm gonna do a bypass on the intake manifold and all that shit, so I'd rather have it inside the car to see what I need and what I don't need. I'm gonna work on that for now, and then tonight I'm gonna do research and see what else I have to do inside the engine bay before I put the motor back inside. Maybe like put the radiator in already, or maybe put in like the, I don't know, just see what the fuck I gotta do. As of right now, I think I just gotta work on the motor and it should be ready to drop in, but I just have to double check tonight and do some research. But other than that, I think the bay's pretty much ready. All right, I'm gonna start working on the motor, getting as much done on the motor as I can as possible, and I'm gonna just time lapse me attaching everything. You guys already saw how I took it off. I'm probably gonna watch my old videos on how I took everything off to see how to put it back on, but I'm gonna clean the parts, degrease them so that they look as clean as possible when I put them on. I already degreased like the alternator and all that. You guys saw that in the past video. I cleaned all the parts up as best as possible, but I didn't clean the brackets and stuff and the bolts, so I'm gonna just clean up all the little accessories, because it's gonna annoy me if the motor's all nice and clean and all the little bolts and stuff are all grimy and dirty. So all right, let's get started on that, see how much I get done, and yeah, should go pretty smooth. I just hope I find all the bolts. I just have piles of bolts everywhere. I don't even know where the bolts are. I gotta look for them. All right, let's get started on that. It literally took me like half an hour right now just to find the final parts that I needed. I was looking for this box everywhere. It has like a bunch of the stuff that goes on the block, like these trans shield mounts and shit. I have all the stuff over there, like the power steering, the alternator, the distributor cap, all that shit, all the random pulleys and stuff. And I'm pretty sure I have all the bolts right here, but finding the bolts is gonna be the hardest part. So I'm probably gonna go back to my old video, see how I put everything back on and try and figure it out. And I'm gonna just time lapse and try and get as much stuff on this motor as I can before today. It's like 4 p.m. right now, so I only have until like 6 today to be able to work on the car, and then I'll carry on the rest Monday, because I'm gonna be gone for the weekend. Let's time lapse and start putting the motor back together. Little update, and I want to give you guys a little tip when you're installing an alternator. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this already, but for the few people that don't, I haven't gotten too much progress, but I got the power steering, I got this clutch fan assembly, I have these pulleys on there, this bracket and both motor mounts. So it's getting there. Right now what I'm trying to do is install the alternator, but there's this alternator bracket right here. I don't know if you guys can see, but these two pieces, that piece sits in between these, but this has a little bushing in it, and that little space right there isn't letting the alternator in. So what I'm gonna do right now is I got a bolt, so I'm gonna put the bolt inside of this. Just because it's a short bolt, you can use a socket inside there, and I'm gonna put this nut on this side, just like that, and then I'm gonna put a wrench on this side, and I'm gonna hit this side with my drill, and I'm gonna tighten, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna pull this bushing that way, so it'll give me a little bit more space, and then it should be able to slide into the bracket, and then when I put the bolt back in, it should push the bushing back in. So let me try that. If that doesn't work, I have to go find a bigger bolt to put a socket here instead of a ratchet, but hopefully it works with this. I don't know, I'll see. But I'm gonna work on this and try and get this alternator installed. After I put this alternator, I think it's gonna be the last thing that I do for today, because it's already getting late. And it's hot as fuck out here. I dead feel like I'm gonna pass out. Let me try and get this alternator in, and I'll give you guys a little update right before I clean up. It's looking good so far though. Can't wait to see this car running. I'll check back in a bit. There we go. Now you can see the bushing is nice and flat on this side, and it's pushed more out on that side. So I had to, the way you guys saw, I had to flip it because I did it the first time and it pushed the bushing in. So all I did was flip the contraption and it worked. So hopefully now I should fit inside the car, and then I'm gonna put this in and show you guys what I've done for today. That looks so fucking tired. All right, little update. I think I'm finished for today. I'm dying. Yeah, it's hot as fuck. I got a whole mess everywhere. All right, I got a lot done on the car today. I got the hard lines in. Now I'm working on the motor. I got both motor mounts in on both sides. I'm missing a bolt on the other side. I only have 3 on the other side, so I'm probably gonna try and find a bolt at Home Depot or something to put on the other side. I got the power steering bracket and pump mounted up. A few clips ago I showed this, but I forgot to put this pulley in between, so don't forget to put this pulley, because then there's gonna be nothing that spins your water pump and your clutch fan. So I forgot to put this pulley. Make sure you put it, it lines up with this bottom pulley right here. So this is all set up. These 2 pulleys are installed. I also have to remove this next time because I forgot to put the thermostat inside, so I need to remember to take this off. I also got the alternator in, alternator bracket, and this tensioner thing. I have no idea how these tensioners work, the one on this side or the one on this side, so I need to figure that out before I get the car. But I just wanted to put as much stuff on the car as possible. I was gonna install the oil filter, but I don't have any. I have the RTV right here, but I don't have a caulking gun, so I have to wait till my dad gets home one day and then put RTV on this seal right here, and then I'm also gonna put it right here because I'm gonna have to take off this coolant pipe right here for the thermostat. But yeah, I got a good amount of stuff done today. I just have a few more brackets and random stuff to do, the oil filter, the distributor and everything, but for the most part I'd say the engine is what, like 80% done. It looks a lot better with everything assembled like this, starting to look like an engine again. I'm gonna start cleaning up because I'm tired as fuck. So here's the motor. That's everything I got done today. I can't wait to get this shit finished. By the end of this video, I for sure have to get that motor inside the car at least. There's still a lot more steps like the wiring, the radiator, all those accessories, coolant overflow, most important wiring. But I at least want to get the motor inside the car in this video because I'm tired of it sitting outside. So hopefully that's possible, and then we get the intake manifold on as well. The next video after this one, the car should be running because the motor's already inside the car, and that's the most annoying part. Besides wiring, I'm kind of dreading wiring, but I'll figure it out. I'm gonna start cleaning up because I have a mess everywhere. This is literally the worst thing about working on a car. I would rather pull an engine than clean up. Let me clean all this up and then I'll come back tomorrow, or not tomorrow, I'm gonna be gone for the weekend, but I'll come back whenever I have free time and I'm gonna finish the motor and hopefully get it inside the car, and then it will be sitting inside the car until the car's ready to turn on. So it's like 80% there. Oh shit. All right, I'll be back soon. Hopefully everything goes smooth. See you guys in a bit.
Alright, what's good, y'all? It's kind of weird seeing me behind the camera at the beginning of the video, but I mean, we're in the middle of the video. You guys seen in the last clip, Chris put this, he assembled all this. Yeah, the plan for today is just basically torque all of this down, then put it in the car. Because somebody, that fool Chris, took the whole damn weekend off when we could have been working on the car, but he took the whole weekend off. He went go-karting. He didn't take me, you know, that's fucked up. I should tell him to take me next time. He didn't take me go-karting, but yeah. Now let's just wait for Chris. Tell him what we're gonna do today.
Alright, you didn't explain something?
I did, but I mean, I don't know if you're gonna put it in or not.
Alright, Andrew told you what we were gonna do, but let me explain it again real quick. Alright, as you guys saw in the last clip, which was a couple days ago, I took the weekend off. I was go-karting and shit, but
and he didn't take me.
I'll put the little clip of me going, yeah. In the last clip you guys saw, I got the whole motor together. Not the whole motor, it's missing the small accessories, like a little block right here, some little plate that goes right here, random shit, the oil filter thing, because I didn't have the silicone. So basically it's not perfect, but basically I could do all that out of the motor while it's inside the car, and the plan for today is to try and get this motor and the transmission back inside the car, and then that's the next big step. So right now what we're gonna do is, I got all this front ship attached last time. Main thing is I gotta torque everything on the motor and make sure it's all torqued to spec before we put it inside the car. It'll just be easier to torque it out here. And then I also have this GK Tech, what is this called? Transmission mount, because the transmission mount on my car was all fucked up. So I'll show you guys how to install this.
Sponsor us.
Yes, sir. One day I'll get a GK Tech sponsorship. So it's literally just the same mount. It's just made out of polyurethane. It's a lot more rigid than the OEM one, but it still gives a little bit of flex. I don't know if you guys remember, a long time ago, if you guys watched my old videos, but when I replaced the clutch on the car and I put the transmission back in, the mount got so worn out from the transmission sitting that when I put it back inside the car, I would drive the car and my shifter would literally just be dancing around the cockpit. So I need a new mount, so I finally got the mount. So after we're done torquing, we're gonna put this mount on the transmission and then put the clutch, flywheel, pressure plate, all that on the back, throw the transmission back on, and then clean up the motor a little bit, and by then Edgar should be home and we're gonna try and put it inside the car. So let's see how it goes. The motor is officially off the engine stand for the first time in like 4 months. Andrew getting a little workout in, little elbow. Yes, sir. Let me explain what we're gonna do right now. So before we put the transmission, we need to put the flywheel, clutch, pressure plate. You guys already know how to do that. If you guys don't know how to do that, I'm not gonna explain it too much. It's pretty self-explanatory. I have an old video. I'll put it on the screen right here. I forgot which side I'm on. Right now we're gonna put the flywheel, the clutch, the pressure plate, and then put the transmission back on, and literally it should be ready to drop into the car. All it needs to attach inside the car is the 2 motor mounts on the side of the motor and the transmission mount, which is the GK Tech one that we're gonna put on the car right now. So I have the transmission right here. I wrapped it up, but I don't know how good it preserved in all the fucking rain. It's been sitting there for like 4 months, so hopefully it's good. I haven't opened this in like 4 months too, since the day I took out the motor.
Clutch reveal?
I've left it inside, so fuck. I'm scared to see the back of the flywheel to see if it rusted or not. Damn, even being inside is still rusted a little bit. Damn, it's still good though. You gotta brake clean this up and oh, I don't even have brake cleaner. Here's the clutch. You can see that shit is brand fucking new. I don't even think it has 500 miles on it. And then here's the pressure plate. All right, let's get started. I need to go buy some brake clean real quick. I'm gonna go hit the store, get some brake clean so we can clean up these parts before we put them back in. And that should be everything. All right, check back in a bit. Fucking Andrew's big ass had to align this shit for himself. Shout out Ivan, he fucking had the clutch pin and shit that I needed. Literally, if I didn't have this, I would not be able to work on the car today. This is that good noise right here. Shut up. Damn. Damn, what that shit? Bite that shit, Andrew.
Hold this. That's too hard, my boy.
Alright, quick update. We got the transmission over here. I got a tire. So me and I are gonna do right now. We're gonna change the transmission mount here. Cause look at this mount.
That's fire.
This is why my gears was, remember my shifter was moving all over the place?
That's fire.
Fire, huh? That's just how you like it?
That's how I like
like, so right now we're gonna change this. Basically this piece right here is all fucked up. So we're gonna change it with this GK Tech one. Sponsor me, GK Tech. Let's get this mount. Bro, back up, bro. Let's get this mount replaced and then put the transmission up to it, attach it, and then drop the whole motor and everything inside the car. Don't be an idiot like me. Before you put your flywheel, I'm gonna put a note on there or something when we're installing it. Don't forget your fucking transmission dust shield, because now we gotta take all this shit out just to put this stuff.
Look at this. Look what Chris did for putting in his butt, playing with it.
There we go. Alright, shut up, bro. Alright. Bro, give me that shit. Alright. Alright, we had to take everything off and literally just for that dust shield. So me and Ivan are gonna put the transmission right now. Literally hold it in side by side. Wiggle it because it's not that heavy. Put it in and then put the bell housing bolts. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to get into the car today because it's gonna get dark. Alright, let's go. So all we gotta do is put it, sit it in, and someone has to sit on the side slowly and move it.
And border fan, man.
Bro, I told Andrew if I could borrow some lube and this fool brought me this, bro. You wildin', Andrew.
That's how his peanut butter looks.
Just put some type of high temp grease to make sure that the spine is good. Don't put on the throttle bearing or else you're gonna have a fucking unlimited slip differential. Spin that little start. Hold up. Get the dial pin in and I'm gonna shake the fuck out of it. Damn, I haven't picked up this camera like all day. Alright, little update, let me show you guys what we did today. We got like 80% done of what I wanted to do. We weren't able to get the motor inside the actual car, but we got the trans mounted. We got almost all the upper bolts. We're missing one right here, and we're missing like all the ones on the bottom. But for now, the transmission should be good. Hopefully it doesn't open up or anything. It shouldn't though. We're just gonna clean up for today, and tomorrow I'm gonna figure out that whole bolt situation. I might have to go buy some new bolts, or try to look through the bolts I have to try and get it mounted. But the motor's pretty much ready to drop in after that. So yeah. For today, I'm gonna leave the motor. I'm gonna take it off the stand just so it doesn't put pressure on the little hydraulic tank. I don't know how long you can leave something hanging like this, but I'm gonna leave the motor on top of a tire and come back tomorrow, lift it back up and finish mounting that, and it should be ready to put inside the car. All right, I'll check back in tomorrow or the day after whenever I get started working on it again. We back, what, the next day? God damn, I'm tired. You chilling?
Yeah.
Like you guys saw in the last clip, we didn't get the motor into the car because I didn't have all the bell housing bolts in. I'm probably gonna have to go buy some bolts because I don't know where the fuck they're at. So today the plan is really simple. The motor's basically ready to mount up. We have to drop the motor inside the car, attach both motor mounts, attach the trans mount, and then attach the drive shaft to the end of the transmission. And that should be it for today's video. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's already kind of late. It's already like 2. I'm tired as fuck, bro. I don't want to do this, but somebody's gotta fucking do it. Let's get everything ready and get this motor in the car fine. Let me show you guys the motor. You ain't Mexican unless you got one of these blankets with a line on it. Damn, my block is hella dirty. I'm gonna need to clean this before I put it inside the car. Here's the motor. So nice and set up. Let's get inside the car. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's get started. Right now we're getting ready to drop the motor inside the car and have it like fixed inside the car. Literally the only bolts that hold it in are 6 bolts. There's 2 transmission mount bolts, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and then 1 and 1 on each motor mount. So right now we're gonna drop the motor in. I'm gonna attach the motor mounts first on each side, and I'm gonna go underneath the car and put the 2 trans mount bolts on each side, and then the whole motor should like literally be finalized inside the car. Hopefully it's not too hard to get everything in. This is the first time I'm putting a motor in the car. Let's get started with the time lapse and see how this shit goes. Bro, this has been the fucking most annoying time I have had working on this car, but Edgar came through after work. We already got the trans mount like bolted up. That shit was so fucking hard. Someone, I'm not gonna say his name, fucking Ivan, forgot to put a washer on the trans mount, so the bolt got sucked in. Like, basically I had to take the whole trans mount off and put the GK Tech one back on while it was underneath the car. That shit was a bitch. Right now we're putting the motor mounts, and we already tightened that side. This is the last side that needs to be tightened, and then we can take the whole crane off and the engine should be supported in here like officially. Let's get this last motor mount tightened up and then remove this crane and see how it holds up. Fucking,
I could film that actually.
Wait, hold up. Wait. All right, little update. We finally got the fucking motor in the car. After how many months? 4 months. Finally got the motor in the car. The engine bay is a little dusty and shit. I still gotta like clean it and detail it before. But yeah, it's in. Both motor mounts are in. Trans mount is in. I still need to hook up the drive shaft to the transmission, but I'll do that another day because we're fucking tired. That was actually a lot harder than what I expected. It wasn't that bad. It was just little shit. It's just that the car's so fucking old. The bolts are like all cross-threaded and ugly and shit. So, but yeah, the motor's finally in. The wiring is the next biggest part. What else? Radiator, wiring, drive shaft, and then just like timing the motor, fluids and all that stuff, obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a few things I have to do left to it. It's not 100%. Of course, I still have to put the intake manifold, torque some stuff, put the thermostat back in, all that small shit, but I'm gonna just work on that next video. I just wanted to get the motor back inside the car and it's finally in, so that was the next biggest thing. Everything else could be done like relatively easy. This is the biggest thing I needed help with, so yeah, it's finally in. And then we'll just slam it, and if it's bad, we'll switch it back. It shouldn't be too hard. Stop.
Next video is gonna be running on the 240.
You're gonna run on the 240?
240 is running.
Turn salvage. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video. That's pretty much everything I wanted to do. And damn, this video is gonna be like 6 days worth of footage or even longer. Next video is not gonna be a 240 video. I'm probably gonna work on the 335 because it needs like brakes and shit, so I'm gonna work on that. I'm still gonna work on this. I'm just not gonna upload it next time. So I'm gonna work on all the wiring and stuff, and hopefully the next video on the 240 the car should be running, or at least like starting up at least.
If y'all made it this far in the video, comment Chrissy Poo.
Don't comment that.
Yes, comment that Chrissy Poo.
No, comment if y'all made it down, bro, back up, bro. Back
your face.
If y'all made it this far, comment sin, because literally maybe after I upload this video like a week or two, after this video is uploaded. I don't know, I'll have the date on the screen, but we should have our first drop first. We have the shirts and everything ready. The website's like 90% done, so literally that should be ready to drop. And yeah, check it out. So yeah, next video is not gonna be 240 and work on the other cars for like another video or two. And then next time you guys see this car, it should be like at least starting up, if not running. There's not much left to it. I got all the annoying shit out the way. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time, and remember to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.